Hello, welcome back. We are now going to proceed in investigation 3. And I think in this video we'll just tackle exercises F and G if I could get to them. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, the software does not enable me to start on a particular slide in a presentation. It's actually quite annoying. Okay, so we saw, maybe I'll call upon some technology to refresh your memory on what we covered in the previous exercises within investigation 3. So we saw when we had a radius of 2.6 feet, or a fan blade length of 2.6 feet, that the maximum height, of course, that the bug could achieve with respect to being above the horizontal diameter was 2.6. And then when we extended the length of the fan blade to 3.9, or actually in this case it's 4.2, if we extended it to 4.2, that of course is going to mean that the bug could achieve a maximum height of 4.2 feet and a minimum height of negative 4.2 feet. Okay, so in this question we're asked to create a graph to help illustrate the bug's vertical distance above the horizontal diameter. Key here is that they say measured in radius lengths. That's to say measured in radians. We know the unit of angle measure, radians, uses the radius length of a given circle to describe the length of the arc. And we're asked to illustrate how this co-varies with the measure of the angle theta swept out by the bug's fan blade measured in radians. So when we had a fan blade length of 2.6, the maximum height it could achieve was 2.6. The minimum height it could achieve, of course, was negative 2.6, and so forth. All right. When we increase that to say 3.9, that brought us up to here. Positive 3.9, negative 3.9. Okay, and again. So the important thing to acknowledge here is that under any circumstances in the context of this of circular motion, or this bug being on the tip of the fan blade, its maximum height it can achieve and its minimum height it can achieve is always going to be one radius length. So if we wanted to make a generalization whereby we model this vertical distance above the horizontal diameter measured in radius lengths, and talked about how that co-varies as theta is increased from the 3 o'clock position, well, we could generalize and say, okay, that's just going to be, or correspond to a graph where our maximum height achievable and minimum height achievable, of course, are one radius length. Alright, so in part G we're asked to explain why the graphs we created in D and in F. Recall that in part D we had a graph that had a maximum height of 3.9 and a minimum height of 3.9, that being because the fan blade length was 3.9. And now they're asking us to explain why what we saw in part D, where we had this kind of graph, looked very similar. What was the difference? What was the contrast? Well, the contrast was, well, it was still one radius length, and because we're relating the same things in either case, we're still going to have the same general behavior, the same concavity, and so forth. The relationship is not changing. We'll have the same general shape. Really, all that changes is this maximum height and the minimum height, right? Okay, so I think I've said enough about this investigation. I'm going to cut this video short and we'll start fresh in investigation 4. I'll see you in the next video.